The galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of man. This is the Age of Darkness. Welcome to the Remembrancers retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the vengeful spirit.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy podcast. Or should I start calling it Warhammer the Horus Heresy, a 30k podcast? I don't know anymore.
I think you're correct. Warhammer the Horus Heresy. So I guess we have to start changing it from 30k. Well, because you know how like they do like Warhammer WH 40k. Yeah. So this will be WHHH. Right? I guess if we're going to shorthand it. Just
WHHH.
Dub triple H. Yeah. Or WH cubed? No, because that would be WH, right? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician.
Anyway, it's still the Remembrancers Retreat, though.
Yeah, that won't change. But today this is the first Thursday that we've had like sneaks or I guess reveals of what's to come for this new game. Yeah. Which, I mean, I kind of am. I mean, it's still obviously still based off the Forge World Horus Heresy, but this is like being treated like a mainline game, I feel like, with the type of hype that they're putting on, like with trailers. So I believe, I don't know if this is like a generally accepted idea yet or what, but this is definitely going to be like a third flagship game for Games Workshop, right? Is that kind of what everybody's thinking?
That's the impression I'm getting.
Me too.
From just the general release, showing off the new boxes.
The hype of it. I mean, the trailer, like the trailer count, we got maybe like a box reveal or like a let's open the box and see what's inside kind of thing, you know?
I mean, also keep in mind the last iteration of this game was just called the Horus Heresy, but now it does have the mainline Warhammer title to it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another reason I'm thinking it.
Like other specialist games don't have that Warhammer in front of them. I don't believe so. Like Titanicus doesn't. Necromunda doesn't.
Like Grave Beast or whatever. Like the Age of Sigmar ones are called. I don't know if they are. I think they do. But anyway, so about today we got our first like Heresy Thursday look at what's to come. And they said they're going to be doing these all throughout April.
Real excited. So
I guess how many more of these? We got 3 more of these to look forward to. And today they introduced the tactical squads, which we saw a lot of these guys in the trailers.
Yes. And we'd seen a few of these in the blurry snapshots from a year ago.
Right.
Box art. However, we now see them in full high-def glory, and they are gorgeous.
So good. So good. I mean, everything, the aesthetic, I feel just works with the time period. I feel like everything is just, you know, for me, it's checking all my boxes. We got like little Aquillas everywhere. We got beaks. We got no purity seals, no skulls all over the place. You know what I mean?
Well, most I see is some scrolls on the side of the sergeant, but
right.
We do have skulls on the bases.
Oh, you're right. Skulls on the bases, yes. And there is a skull on the Vexilla. So, I mean, we're not completely absence of skulls. There's just a lot less skulls. Nope, I take that. There's a skull on the Vox, too. So,
there's skulls.
Every model has a skull. I take it back. Yeah.
And when you think about it, every model does have at least one skull.
Yeah.
Inside that helmet.
And so do we. We're all made of that.
Oh, son of a bitch. You're right.
Yeah.
Everybody's a skull. There's over 7, I don't even know. Are we up to 8 billion in the population now? I don't know.
Something like that.
There's a lot of skulls out there.
Yeah. A lot of skulls for the Skull Throne. But these guys, I've counted. The legs and torsos look like they are single cast, right? And that's because if you look throughout, they show us all 10 of these guys. And they all have, there's like 2 poses for each leg torso combination.
Okay.
And then the arms obviously look like they're all separate. So that's a lot of versatility, I think. Swapping out arms, swapping out angles of heads, legs, and that kind of stuff.
I'm still not 100% sold that they are one piece, torsos and legs.
Really?
I'm not quite finding it there.
Unless they just decided to build them all exactly the same. But I mean, you can look at them and see like legs and torsos are all at the like exact same angle and body sort of thing. So like if you look at the sergeant with the power sword, and then there's the guy with the bolter on that same image. Those are both the same leg torso combination.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just different arms are thrown on. But the point is that still gives us plenty of versatility and combinations to avoid like a uncanny valley situation when you have like all the same exact pose throughout. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just one thing to consider when it comes to the hobby.
Yeah, definitely a lot of arm swaps and stuff.
A lot of trigger discipline too.
Yeah. Everybody's got their most of them got their pointer fingers off the trigger, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, very good stuff.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was thinking, and for line troops, because this is going to be the tactical squadron,
right?
Having that single body pose, I'm not necessarily opposed to either, due to the fact that it's going to be your basic boys. That being said, generally speaking, unless I'm doing something really crazy, my torsos are facing in mostly the same way as the legs anyway.
I know most people, especially like with Mark III, it's very difficult to angle torsos because you have the groin protector. So you're usually only canted a very slight amount on like Mark IIIs. Mark IVs, however, you can turn torsos. You can, turn them all the way around or backwards. But I just feel these poses look natural. If you pair them with the right arms, you're going to get some really good looking models here. Single cast, Games Workshop has been going back to that since I think like 8th edition when Primaris came out. People were like, oh, these are all like single casts. But then we started seeing them more be sent out of the factory. Like you buy a brand new box of Intercessors, and again, same thing with these guys where the torsos and legs all go together but then it comes to arms is where you can change it up.
Yeah. So I'm taking a little excerpt from the article. It does say that this is an incredibly versatile kit with plenty of options for posing and gear. This is a Legion tactical squad, so it's old-style bolters and bayonets for everyone, though the sergeant gets a plasma pistol and choice of power sword, power fist, or lightning claw. So unlike previous versions of the Plastic Heresy tactical kits, which had a couple special weapons and a heavy weapon, I'm pretty sure this is going to be just flat-out bolters and a few options for the sergeant.
Yeah. They again, in that same article, they mention you'll get the Vexilla war gear, you'll get the Nuncio box, augury scanners, melta-bombs, frag grenades, crack grenades, but nowhere does it say anything about special weapons. And you just mentioned.
And I think that makes sense because if they're planning to move this to its own full game, unlike previous editions where you can bring, or editions of 40K where your tactical squads can bring a couple special weapons. If it stays the same, like Horus Heresy, tacticals only have bolters anyway, with a few options for the sergeant. So, really curious to see.
Yeah, and that's a very GW thing, is to not put in rules or sell a kit with options that the unit can't take. You know what I mean? So, like, if a tactical squad can't take a heavy bolter, they probably wouldn't put it in the kit because they don't want new players coming in, buying it, thinking they're going to get a tactical squad, putting on the heavy bolter and realizing they can't use their model. You know what I mean?
Yep, and that makes sense.
But I'm interested to see how they take these guys. And we were talking kind of earlier about upgrades, right? So, like, they already have the Forge World weapon upgrade kits. And then I noticed that these hands are molded to the weapons. So it's not going to be like with your Mark IIIs and your Mark IVs where you can just buy the upgrade kit and plop them on and bam, you're done. Like, I don't know what their plan is for the special weapons. Are we going to see a plastic expansion kit for special weapons?
Right. I mean, they'll probably have to because these are Mark VI hands, which are definitely different from your Mark IVs and your Mark IIIs.
And they're going to, if the hands are molded, so there's no carving out an entire bolter, like a regular new player isn't going to do that. So they're going to need to have hands that match the angles,
I'm still not, again, I'm still not completely sold that it's molded onto the The hand that's
Really?
mounted up to the front. I don't know.
There's just certain things like where the dude has it at the low ready.
You probably have a better idea because you've built and put together a lot of Primaris Marines, and they have theirs molded on, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I haven't messed with a lot of kits like that, so you probably have a little more experience and can tell that they are molded on. So
there's usually like a telltale gap between the bolt. Like somebody will have missed a gap. Like it's not going to be exactly smooth. But this, I mean, you zoom right in and there's no gap. I'm not seeing it.
Zoom on.
I'd love to be wrong. You know, if it is as simple as, you know, the left hands are not molded on, that's great. I would be so happy.
Yeah,
so I hope
if you look at the Death Guard guy, and you look at his I guess his little harness band. What do you call that?
Yeah, the sling.
The sling, yeah. It is tucked up under the guy's hand, and it does it kind of intentional. So, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the bolters are one piece.
Yeah, so we will see how that progresses.
Yeah.
Also, despoilers. Are despoilers going to get their own kits, maybe? Because despoilers are a very good thing that a lot of people use in the current edition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they haven't gotten rid of despoilers. They're still very prominent in 30K.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we see despoilers box.
Yeah, or like, you mean like an assault group?
Yeah, like just Mk6 in more of a charging fashion rather than like a kind of standstill or firing. Yeah, stance. That'd be great to see. I mean, let's not get too crazy here. What if we see jetpacks, though? You know what I mean?
That'd be pretty cool.
Like an assault kit that comes with the option to put backpacks or jump packs on, and they're Mk6, and you can have them as either assault marines or despoilers, right?
Yep.
Whew, let's not get too excited and wish
or
this,
even
though.
Breachers. Like, will they make Mk6 Breachers, or will they keep it with Mk3 and make plastic upgrade kits for them?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because, I mean, I feel like a lot of the core stuff... I mean, at least from what I recall being said I wasn't at Adepticon, so just going by what people said, is that a lot of these generic units will be going to plastic. So could we see generic plastic breachers? Who knows? Would that be amazing? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm super psyched. And seeing these, it just opens up more possibilities, of course, as to what we can... possibly see.
Yeah, I'm excited to paint some of these guys up as a Firewing for Dark Angels.
Oh, yeah?
At the same time, though, I really am tempted to maybe dip my toes and try a different Legion. I don't know yet.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I've been going around trying to collect as much Rogue Trader era artwork as I can, because I'd like to do some Rogue Trader era styles. So I'm going to obviously do, obviously going to do another Iron Hands because it's just me. It's who I am. You know what I mean? They are going to be all Mk6. The Rogue Trader era stuff, they had the white stripes going down the helmet. Their entire right arm was silver and their backpack was all silver. And they had like blue bolter cases. So, I've never seen anybody with a blue bolter case before. So
yeah, that's a new one for me too.
Yeah, but there's artwork to show that it was a thing, and it was like official artwork, not like a fan made thing. And then of course, like I'm thinking like Seekers or Recon Marines doing the Sons of Medusa camouflage pattern.
Yeah,
that they have, like that's that desert pattern, which is like the crazy tiger stripe stuff. Like I definitely want to do some of those for sure. At least just one squad and like a rhino or whatever for whatever.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, aside from that, what else do we have really? Any promises of anything greater? Let's see.
Well, we got 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
So we know, judging off the other kits that we've seen from the box set that was leaked a year ago, Plastic Spartan.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know that's coming. That was in the trailer. They had like a Spartan that had like the Crusader Aquila doors on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We know that big tank is coming eventually. Okay, also, it was in the trailer, a Warlord, so we know plastic Warlords are coming. because everything in that trailer is coming. Plastic Horus, plastic drop pods. That is something I want to mention, okay? Because this was wild, I thought, and it was just a nitpicky thing on my part, okay? During the Mk6 trailer, Return of the Beaky, right?
Yeah.
If you watch that trailer, the Space Marines come down in Dreadnought drop pods.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a goddamn minute.
Yeah. 3 doors pop down, and I'm like, that is extremely wasteful. That is, you can fit 10 dudes into one regular drop pod, but instead you put one guy in a Dreadnought drop pod? Talk about a waste of points, man. That's like a 10-point model and a 100-point transport for him. Come on.
Yeah, I did notice that too. It's like, wait a minute, hang on a second. Reel that
Hold
back.
up, yeah.
But makes me wonder, will they all be coming in, the new reveals, will they all be coming in Dreadnought drop pods?
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, so let's think about that. So I believe a new plastic Dreadnought, basic Dreadnought.
Yeah, because we've seen, have you guys already discussed, I wasn't here for the previous episode, but have you guys discussed the out-of-print stuff?
Not really, no. I think
so
we
a lot
lost
of stuff,
it, but
yeah, a lot of stuff has moved into out-of-print or
last chance
to buy, right? Yeah. And I think that's a pretty clear sign of what we can expect from plastic within the first wave, right?
Yeah, either expected in plastic or maybe not expected to see in the.
Or just be removed from the game entirely.
Yeah, we're getting rid of rhinos.
Yeah,
rhinos are gone, boys.
Gone. Leviathans, their best-selling model for years and years and years now, gone.
Yeah,
they're done.
Gone. Which a plastic Leviathan was definitely out of left field. Yeah. I'm assuming it's definitely gonna come, but I was like, a plastic Leviathan is pretty cool in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. I'm wondering, are we going to see any plastic air assets? In the trailer, was there a Storm Eagle or a Fire Raptor, I want to say?
I don't recall. I don't believe
neither
so.
do I. But yeah, that'd be great to see one of their plastic air assets come over.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like the Contemptor, the basic Contemptor, and from what I can tell,
guns, right?
all of the guns are
bye-bye.
So if there's a Contemptor kit that has all the weapon options, that's pretty cool.
Yes. Also, man, goodbye to that resin carries pattern assault cannon. I hated that thing. Trying to put together each of the little barrel pieces without oh my god, especially that was one of the first resin models I worked with, aside from
if it was one of your first
breachers and stuff. Yeah, it was
$20 piece of shit.
Yeah, as soon as the plastic carries pattern assault cannon came out, that I used that one exclusively. I was like, I'm done with these resin ones. Mm-hmm. I will drill barrel holes. That's not a problem for me. You know what I mean?
Yep. But excited to see the plastic rhino.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A Demos pattern anyway. Man, I just noticed it's been a while.
Do you think?
I bought my rhinos years and years ago. I haven't had to get any more because I had 3 or 4. I didn't realize they were $72 a piece now in the US
for a regular
dollars.
rhino.
Yeah.
Or is that the Forge World Hybrid kit?
It's the Forge World Hybrid kit.
Yeah. Hopefully we can see the Horus Heresy one come out at 60, 65 maybe.
50 to 60 probably. We'll see.
Yeah. How much is the regular rhino, I guess?
That is
it's been a while since. I don't think I've ever bought a regular rhino.
I've never.
All the regular rhinos I've had have been bargain bin rescues. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because you just go to whatever game store you have, and they'll usually have just a couple just lying around. Yeah.
There's literally at Battlegrounds. There's literally a display cabinet full
of rhinos,
of rhino chassis vehicles that they're literally just stacked on top of each other. They're like, how much you want for them? You know?
Yeah. So as of in April of 2022, the plastic rhino kit is $50.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. I mean, you're not getting any Razorback upgrade kit or anything like that.
That's the bare bones.
Yeah. So I think 60 for a Horus Heresy era one, and if it comes with special doors or all the pintle mounted weapons, that'd be fine. I think if it's 50 though, that would obviously be preferred.
For sure.
And then drop pods, I guess they're just going to rebox their current drop pods.
Yeah, I don't see really much of a need. Well, they might change it because some of the icons and stuff on the drop pods are a little bit more 40K than 30K style.
You are right, yeah, and that is like, that's a good point.
I mean, I feel like it would be a bit of a stretch to retool it, but at the same time, might encourage people to get. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they are slowly put. I mean, the Legends catalog just keeps getting bigger when it comes to Firstborn Marines. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's only a matter of time before drop pods are not going to be in a Warhammer 40K universe anymore, which is terrible because I remember seeing that Dawn of War opening trailer where the Blood Ravens are trying to fight the dudes up to that hill, and they plant the banner, and then all the drop pods come in, and I was like, yeah, drop pod assault is the coolest thing ever. And if they remove that from 40K, that's just going to be a bummer.
Yeah, but depending on what we see in the Heresy, it might still just.
Because so I haven't really talked too much about this, but I am doing a Siege of Terra Night Lords list I've been working on.
Yes, you've mentioned that. Picked up a few chaos kits and been blending them together.
And I'm pretty sure they're going to make some people mad, but then because I'm just really using them right out of the box, and they're Siege of Terra because they're so corrupted. That's the only time frame or scouring.
I mean, did you ever see the Book 9 Night Lord?
I did not. I would probably have to take a look at it again.
Stand by. I will send you a picture of it. It is straight up 40K practically. But keep talking. I'll send you a picture.
So I mean, I got Steven to 3D print me some heads for my sergeant, because some of those kits from the Chaos Space Marine kits, they're in Mark 6, so I wanted some Beakies. So I got some Beaky Night Lords, which are awesome. But yeah, so I got about 2 20-man despoiler squads, and then some Terminators and some Assault Marines. And right now it's just all infantry. It's just a Centurion style list. But yeah, I read Siege of Terra, and I was like, these guys are awesome. When Raldoron totally wrecks that one dude. But the fact when they're describing how the Raptors have got, digitigrade feet now and stuff like that, they've completely mutated. They're horrible creatures. They're no longer identifiable as Space Marines for the most part. I was like, yeah, I think Chaos Space Marines would work well for Night Lords and Siege of Terra themed. So I got that going, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do. This all leads back to the drop pods thing. Is I would love to put the despoilers into drop pods and just run a drop pod assault. And if I can't do that, then I'll just run terror assault and run them as terror troops in drop pods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh yeah, dude, he's 100%. Yeah, look at this guy. That is
practically the chaos kit right there.
That is the chaos kit. You're right. Yeah, 100%. Anybody who argues otherwise, go look at Book 9.
Night Lord head on there.
Oh, that's right. You know what? We could totally do a little Thramas Crusade thing if I get these guys up and going.
That would be fun.
Have you done? What is it? You or Caro who has Night Lords? I can't remember.
Caro has, but we haven't had a chance to really game it at all.
Yeah. But yeah,
I live with the person who has the other Legion. I'm married to the other person who has the other Legion, and we still haven't played a game with him.
Yeah, that would be really cool to do the actual Thramas Crusade missions and that kind of stuff.
Yes. At least until the new edition comes out, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yes, we will. You think they're going to do seasons like how they're doing with Age of Sigmar?
It's maybe I don't know if they'll call them seasons, because what do they do with 40K right now? They have they have their kind of campaign books that come out.
Yeah, I feel like those are coming out every 3 months or something like that, and then they'll do a general's handbook.
So also kind of like seasons in a way.
Yeah, just by another, because with the Age of Sigmar seasons, they not only release the new little campaign things, but they release terrain packs and stuff like that for it also.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And that was one of the things we saw leaked at the Adepticon, or not leaked, I'm sorry, teased at the Adepticon, was that whole new Age of Sigmar campaign terrain pack sort of thing.
I have a feeling that they'll kind of wait and see, and if it's a very popular thing, then maybe they might expand it to the other games.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that trailer really did build up some hype already. You know, just in our Richmond 30K group, we've already gotten like a bunch more people joining the group because all of a sudden they're interested in it now. You know, that it's easily accessible again.
Even easier to be accessed.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Brand new start kit, all the books, they plan on selling them in the Warhammer store. You no longer, or, in game stores, you no longer have to go to Forge World. I remember those years back when we had to order as a group together so we get free shipping from the UK to send it on its way. Then we'd have our little meet and greets at the game store. And
then what was it? That one time, man, that ended it was the time where somebody was like, I need paint thinner.
Oh,
like the Warhammer, like the specific Forge World Air paint.
Yeah, someone grabbed that and it was stuck in customs for like 3 months.
It was insane. And I was like going back and forth on emails. It's like, hey, any update on this? And the guy was like, I told you I'd contact you Monday with an update. And I'm like, yeah, but it's Sunday. So do you have an update? I mean, I was being unreasonable, probably. Yeah, no.
We're used to our 3 to 7 days shipping.
It was thousands of dollars worth of models, I think, between the entire group. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And then it finally arrived, and the box was like beaten open and stuff like that, and it was gnarly. I was like, please, God, don't let anything be wrong. And thankfully, nothing was wrong. But yeah, like the U.S. Post Office called me and was like, is there a bomb in here? No, they didn't. There wasn't a bomb. But they were like, what is in here? And I was like, there's like one thing of like airbrush paint thinner. And they're like, is this all paint thinner? I was like, no, there's one thing. And they're like, well, we don't have a custom sheet, so we can't send it out. Like, why are you talking to me? Call the people who sent it. Like,
oh boy.
But yeah, so that squashed it. But yeah, those days were great when you could like all gather around.
I think that helped. I think that helped establish our group.
Yeah, definitely.
Like we had to put our trust into each other. That
exactly.
Someone put, we had to put money down, and hopefully this person that I've known for maybe a few weeks will actually come through with it.
Just happens to like the same board game as me. I hope they don't swindle me for $1,000. What that was also the other thing. Like we had the rule, like whoever was buying the most was placing the order.
Yeah.
That way they had, the most invested or whatever. But what was it? What about carrying around the black books before we had like good red books? Right. You had to carry around black books in a bag. Oh man, and they're like collectibles, and like I would like ding them up and stuff, and it's in a bag. I can only carry like it's so properly.
Too nice. They're too nice.
Yeah. Man.
They gotten better at that with like the Titanicus books, where they're still nice, but you don't feel bad because it still looks like a rule book instead of this leather-bound tome that would be sitting. That's like an heirloom.
That costs like $180 in some cases.
Yeah, thankfully not that expensive. I think the most expensive was the last one, Book 9. That was $145, which, funny enough, was
that the collector's edition though?
Oh, I didn't get the collector's edition.
Yeah,
I forgot about the collector binder.
Yeah. Those collector binders that would then come with posters and crap you didn't need, but you were like, I gotta get this. Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Because what is Warhammer without a little bit of FOMO?
I know. God, the whole thing. Excuse me. It's not like I'm boring myself or anything. The whole thing is built on FOMO now, I feel like. They're like, and I really feel it too. If I go to the games store and I see that they have a squad of Chaos Space Marines, I feel like the need that I have to buy them because I don't know when they're going to be back in stock. And yet I talked to the guy at the checkout and he's like, as soon as somebody buys it, we order a restock of it. So it comes like the next week. But for me, my brain is like, no, they're never going to have it again. This is the last one in existence. You need it now. And it's just a basic troop squad.
Well, then they would also have the little event special miniatures, or not even event special, but like for limited time where they had the Ultramarine Vexilla bearer.
Yeah. What about, have you seen, so at Adepticon they did that new little Primaris Champion.
Yes, yeah.
So he went for like, I think $35 at Adepticon or something like that. And he's going for $200 on eBay right now.
Great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time putting down $200 for.
Now that being said, I have for the Praetor in Cataphracti armor.
Mm-hmm.
I paid a very hefty price for one of those in my Iron Hands, and I'm not proud of it. But I had to have them. So
yeah.
Also, hey, squats. That's weird.
Oh yeah. Coming to a militia near you.
Immediately saw that, and I was like, yeah, those guys are going to be survivors of the Dark Age for sure. Real quick.
That's literally their theme.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I guess you're right, huh? But, yeah, I don't know. Have you got any hobby projects in the works?
So, I've recently got a new airbrush shroud. Because I've had for years, and it was finally starting to fall apart. All the plastic got brittle.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I haven't done anything yet because past few weeks is the busy season for my work. So yay for 75-hour work weeks on top of my 12 hours of commuting a week. So
oh my God.
I haven't been doing much. So
yeah,
that's also why we haven't been posting every week like we have been. So sorry about that, but thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully it'll all wrap up at the end of this week, and we'll be back. And I am excited for Heresy, and I'm definitely gonna get back to basics and start working on my Dark Angels again. There's a few characters that I have that I'm excited to make. I want to make some Firewing guys, so I've got some.
Who are the Firewing guys specifically?
So in the lore, they're kind of specialized assassins in a way. Their goal is to, take out leadership, cut off the head, if you will.
Decapitation. What is it? Decapitation strike kind of stuff.
So their unit. This is off the top of my head because I don't have the thing in front of me. It's 3 guys in jump packs. They have what's called carbonite charge blades and needle pistols, and they also have preferred enemy characters.
Wait. Yes, yeah. Okay, I'm remembering those guys now. Yeah,
they have like a 5-up cover save based off of their jump pack.
That's so cool, man.
So I actually have some resin Mk6 that I had, and I had a few old Raven Wing bits, and I just been printing off a little bit of extra bits around there for like the needle pistols and things because I can't find needle pistols anywhere. So I'm excited.
Neither can I. I think like that's a bit that was like seen once or twice.
Right. So I'm going to see about getting a 3-man squadron up and running just to get a feel for it because it's been a very long time since I've really painted anything. And I'm kind of sad about that. But time to pick it back up. I also have a Mastodon that I need to finish. I've got the base coat down. I got a few highlights with an airbrush. It's time to finish that bad boy too.
Yeah. Get it done. Get it on the table too before Age of Darkness 2.0 comes out, or Horus Heresy.
Warhammer the Horus Heresy.
Warhammer the Horus Heresy 1.0 comes out, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm working on finishing up some Titans, some Mortis Titans. So I got Warlord and a Warbringer left. The Warbringer? Nemesis? Yeah, the Nemesis is about halfway done right now.
Cool.
And the Warlord, I went out and Dave was like, hey, man, I need this specific type of head because what I'm doing is the named Titans from that have like the special data cards and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the Heroes of Legend that you can no longer find any rules for.
Yeah, having me do those. So I got the Reaver done, and I'm working on the Warlord now.
Neat.
And at the time, I was like, hey, man, I don't know which head you want because that type of head that is on that Warlord, the Warlord of Legend, is a special collector's head that was sold at Forge World only. And it was never made in Adeptus Titanicus scale. So it's like, so I'll just make all the heads that come with it, and I'll magnetize the ball socket so you can just swap out whichever ones.
Yeah.
So now the Titan has got like 7 different heads that are all magnetized that he could swap out if he wants. But
which Warlord are you today?
Exactly. What kind of hat you want to wear today, man? That's exactly it. And then all the weapons for it too. That's been the longest part, is just getting all those done. There's a lot of guns on that thing, especially when he brought me like 3 sets of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
for like some other Titans too.
Gotcha.
And man, those little weapons, they take forever to paint. I mean, it's just red and black. It's not hard, but like doing the metals on them and then the glowing effects and that kind of stuff. But so I've been working on that, and once I'm finished with that, I got some Necrons for Wake to do, and then I'll be able to work on the old Night Lords, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Did you ever end up picking up Dominion Zaphon or Fafnir?
I did not.
Okay.
Neither of those.
Gotcha.
Very cool mod. Oh, dude, did you see the one Mike painted?
Yes. Yeah.
Insane Fafnir, dude. Oh man, so good. But no, I love the models and I love the characters, but I don't play the armies, and I don't
it's
really
the
have
FOMO that got me.
yeah, I don't have a display shelf to paint them and show them off to anybody, so I would just paint them and they would sit in the hobby room.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So, but yeah, man, we will see. I definitely really want to start getting, even if it's just like some old plastic Mk6 from the Tactical Marines.
Yeah,
just to try out this scheme for the Iron Hands and see how it looks, because
that'd be exciting.
I'm just excited to get these guys going. You know what I mean? I think
absolutely
everybody is.
I'm really curious to see how they stack up against the old Space Marine Mk6. Like the not like the old Rogue Trader, but like the last iteration of the Tactical Marines in 40K.
Yes, yeah. The ones that they're still using.
That's right.
Because I think there was a full set of Mk6 in that kit. Like one dude could be all Mk6.
Mm-hmm. Granted, he didn't have the cool bolter, I don't think, but still, it was all the Godwin pattern, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's really been it in the hobby. Not as productive as I would like to be, you know. But
some of the guys, back to the Mk6 talk, some of them were considering making an Emperor's Children Legion in Mk6, and I think that would look absolutely cool.
You got to remind me, because I am colorblind, but the dude at the bottom, it looks like there's a Raven Guard, Death Guard, Night Lord. Is that an Ultramarine in blue, or is that an Emperor's Children in purple? It's
a Ultramarine in blue. It's a weird blue. Like it's not as blue as I would imagine. It almost looks purple, almost, but it's still definitely blue.
Okay. Gotcha. Didn't know what I was looking at.
Yeah, the guy on the bottom right is a Night Lord, for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely blue, Midnight Cat. Also, look at that Power Fist.
Yeah.
That's a cool articulated little Power Fist.
Is that Power Fist, or is that the a Lightning Claw?
Well, I guess it has a Power Fist, and then you just put the Lightning Claw bit on top of it to make it a Lightning Claw.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine, like how the Mark IVs are.
That's right. Yeah, it'd be probably just glued on top, and it's like, there you go.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Another thing I need to do.
I wonder what kind of transfer sheets are going to come. I'm assuming it's Sons of Horus and Imperial Fist,
right?
But it looks like, I can't tell. So the Night Lord's
got a transfer. Death Guard's got a transfer. Ultramarine's got a transfer. I can't see on the Raven Guard.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to make the transfers. I wonder what they're going to do with transfers. Maybe, or like each? I don't know if they're still going to just sell them on Forge World, or because you don't really buy transfers themselves at the store.
With new kits, you do. Like they have the upgrade kits, right?
Yeah, well, I thought yeah, that's true. The individual legions
transfer. They come with they make the upgrade kits for the individual chapters, and then those come with the bits and the transfers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll get 2 sprues of special equipment and bits and that kind of stuff, and then 2 sheets that are 2 by 3 of transfers. That is
gotcha.
It's enough to put it on a vehicle or on a couple guys.
Gotcha.
And if they do something like that,
I'm really curious to see what they plan to do with the upgrade, how they plan to sell the upgrades and stuff, whether they're going to revamp and sell plastic kits like they do with 40K, or still just have them Forge World specific like they do with some Necromunda stuff.
Here's another precedent, right, that we've seen recently is, excuse me, Necromunda was all resin upgrade kits. And they recently transitioned to being all plastic upgrade kits now.
That's a good point.
You know?
Because we
So
know
I wonder if that's a
GW
precedent.
GW has upgraded, from what I understand, from like a year or two ago, that they were updating all their warehouses and stuff and factories.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine all of it getting away from Forge World resin. I can see real big kits still being in resin.
Yeah. And characters and Legion-specific stuff like they mentioned, but...
Stuff that they don't intend to sell at a mass amount, like a tactical Space Marine. But if you're doing like Primarchs or very special individual characters that aren't like, promos like Dominion Zaphon or Fafnir. Yeah.
So it's an amazing new frontier that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect.
I am super excited. Yeah,
yeah, and it was kind of neat to get on the ground floor of this stuff.
Yes,
like, relatively speaking, like Heresy was pretty active when I joined, but at the same time, it's definitely grown a lot from what I've seen. And
this is just a whole new era for everybody. That's what it's going to be. It's a new era. You know what I mean?
And it's going to be, if it's planned to be a flagship game, like another third leg to the stool of GW, whole lot of new players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exciting too.
Yeah. They're wrapping up the storyline, so I mean, they're not going to be able to, be selling us Black Library books forever. They got to find out a way to monetize all those Black Library books even more now.
Yeah, but it's a big galaxy too. So
you're right.
They can always have.
They've even said that. You're absolutely right. They've even said that, right?
Like they could have campaign series if they wanted to, like.
But they've
Promise,
even said like,
or Ultramar and the 500 Worlds.
Yeah, they've even said like, don't expect us to stay away forever from the Horus Heresy. Like we'll definitely like after Siege of Terror, you can expect like other small stories or something like that. Because I mean, the Horus Heresy, like you just said, man, it's a big universe. We could all of a sudden start following new characters from different point of views.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They could milk this thing forever.
Yeah, like every time a Black Book comes out, that's like that much more lore that they just dump on us.
You know what I'm surprised I haven't seen yet on any of these is the shark mouth on the beak. You remember like that? I feel like that's a pretty common thing from Rogue Trader. Hold on,
like in the art style.
Yeah,
not an actual modeled beak, but like you're thinking like the old. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, from like the old art where they would have lines of them going and.
They would, they had like a little space, like the A10 somehow has shark teeth drawn on it. They did that to the beaks. I'm trying to find it. Space Marine shark beak. This is not going to wield what I'm looking for.
That's a.
This is just bringing up. Yeah, that's. This is just bringing up a bunch of Carcharodons. So,
are you looking for shark Space Marines? I know what you must. I know kind of like the nose art of a jet, of a fighter jet. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to try to do. I'm not going to be able to do it though. Not with this attitude.
Gotta work real hard on that free-handed.
I know, man. Especially these teeny tiny beaks.
Teeny tiny beaks.
What is it?
I just noticed that a bunch of them have different like vents on the side too.
Yes, yeah. I saw the hashtag for beakies. Have you seen what it is? As vulgar as it is, bulge for beakies. Oh my god.
Hard for Heresy was enough to adopt for me.
I know. Now
I try not to be well. I try not to be blue. Let's put it that way. But it was pretty funny.
Very much so. Dang. Yeah, I'm just looking at all this old Rogue Trader art now. These dudes are so cool.
And boy, I will say, looking at the Mk6 Marines again, there's a lot of accessories on them belts.
Oh, like yeah, plenty of stowage, right? Yeah. Yep. They got grenades, pouches.
You can fit a whole pizza in
grenades. You can fit a whole pizza in there, yeah. We used to play if you're okay with this, I'd like to tell one little army story.
Yeah, go for it.
We used to play these stupid little pranks on each other where you would try to hide sausages, like breakfast sausages, in people's equipment, and take So one time we're going through these buildings and it's dark, and I go to pull out my flashlight, and instead there's a breakfast sausage in there. And I was like, "What? How long has this been in there?" And because I hadn't used that flashlight the entire deployment, I was using either nods or my headlamp. And I finally needed it. I was like, this sausage is so hard and old, and it's been in my kit the entire time. I don't know how long this has happened. But
Mummified.
when you say you could fit a whole pizza in there, that's immediately what I think is just a Space Marine shoving rare sausages or hash browns like Napoleon Dynamite into his pockets. Give me a hash brown. No, man. Yeah. But these beakies are cool. That's all I'm saying. I'm excited for next week. What is your guess going to be?
So,
personally,
yeah.
I'll say that I believe they're going to show us the characters more in depth. Because they've already kind of done that. They already showed us one character. They might show us the other one and be like, these guys are, Legion agnostic and all this stuff, and go on. That way, I feel like it's very little work for them, and it's enough to keep us excited.
Because we've seen it, talk about it. I feel like they're going to save the new tank kit for last. Is my guess.
I believe so too.
The Spartan, maybe week 3.
Maybe
it'll be between either the Spartan. Well, there's also Contemptor. They might show more than a single kit per week too.
Oh yeah, that's a definite possibility.
But I'm thinking, let's see. So you're thinking characters next week?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Contemptor, just for the hell of it.
Okay. Listeners, if you're listening to this, I want to hear your input. You're not getting anything, if you're right. It's just, you get bragging rights for having precog powers. But, yeah, man.
So we should also, we do have the question of the episode.
Oh, okay. What's that?
So last episode was kind of a funny one, but from the trailer, what the heck is that tube going up Horus's nose? Right. Wrong answers only.
Okay, so I listened to that and I was like, I can't believe none of you guys. So there were several people on that cast who have children, and then nobody called it what it was. Hold on, let me look up.
Is that a little bubble thing?
It's a booger sucker.
The booger sucker.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I'm the oldest of 4, so I know what you're talking about, but I do no idea what is like a bulb or something, what they call it? Snot bulb or something?
It is snot sucker nasal aspirator. Yeah, so it's a hose you stick in the baby's nose, and then it's got like a straw on the other end, and you suck the snot out of the baby's nose. Now keep in mind, there's a filter between the snot and you. But that's probably what it is. God. I imagine his nostrils get very gunky out there in the irradiated waste of Terra, walking around with all that ash and soot burning things up. He's going to need somebody or something sucking boogies out his nose. Though, the still suit is just as likely. But I believe it's a booger sucker. But what has everybody else said?
So on Instagram, I'll read a few here. Armor Reddity mentions the tube is what allows him to rip fat vapes with Mortarion.
Right. He's hitting those clouds. He's making huge clouds. He's puffing. Yeah, absolutely.
Just the thickest cotton.
Yeah, so thick.
Let's see. Garner.Tree of Woe says, it's a shout out to the first true Dune movie, the 1984 Dino De Laurentiis version. That's what the OG wants. Tubes and noses. Sting, Patrick Stewart, all you motherfuckers so excited about the new Dennis Villeneuve Dune 21 version are missing out on how grimdark and excellent the original one was. Tubes and noses.
I always go back to that original one, man. When the remake came out recently, I still have watched the original, more times, though. It's just classic. I just feel like it's so ridiculous. Tubes and noses, man. That's what it's all about.
Perdiapo says the real answer to Horus's nose tube. So you know how in 40K Terminators get a piece of the Emperor's armor if they've been good boys? It's like that in 30K, but with warp boogers instead. The tube just collects them.
Yeah.
I wish I was good enough for a Horus booger.
Yeah. Just wiping it off. You know, like those kids that would stick it under their table and just let it harden and crustify in school. You know what I mean? You'd look over and they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then if you ever had to look under the table because you dropped your pencil, there was just a pile of boogers underneath their table.
a lot of people went with the warp dust. Queen Corswain mentions it's automatic asthma inhaler because he ate so much dust on the way to Terra.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are talking warp dust. Yeah. Charles 34-1 says, from his wide-eyed look, it must be the warp grade meth. Warp grade meth. It's got to be. You're right. That look on his face when, like the warlords start fighting and blowing things up. He's like, it's kicking in. It's kicking in. I mean, when the battleship just blows apart a warlord from orbit.
Yeah.
Even at that point, even a Primarch has to go like, whoa,
dude.
Bill Bonko says, direct warp dust injection.
Mm-hmm.
But good times.
It is.
So let me think. Let me pull up the old list here and see what our next question's going to be. Unless you got a question right off the top of your head.
Not off the top of my head.
All right. Going to make it short, sweet. Let's see. Austin sends me so many documents. I got way too many questions. Hang on. I got to find the document.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to keep track of it. Making for great audio content.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the untitled document?
Oh, okay. I put that shark photo there. I don't know if anybody else wants to see the shark photo or if you want to put that up on the page there so other people can see. I know somebody has seen it, but it's just Mk6.
Oh, yeah.
With
the Ultramarine.
Yeah. He got that
Classic.
shark mouth.
All right. Let's see here. Got some questions. All right. This is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
If Games Workshop did a Great Crusade Black Book, what campaign would you want it to cover? For example, Eleanor, Rangdan Xenocide, Diasporix, etc. What kind of Crusade Black Book would you want to see in the future?
Huh?
Yep.
I think
now you can answer now, or you can answer in the future. Rangdan Xenocides?
I feel like that one still has so much to go for. Like, there's still so much unknown about those dudes, and to do that to the Dark Angels really is a lot. You know what I mean? So
it's pretty massive, but you also have Dark Angels and Space Wolves. Make for an interesting campaign book, but I think a lot of people are like, it's part of the mystery of,
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes a lot of times you don't want to know what happens because that's what makes the mystery. Like if they told us what the 2 missing legions were and what they did, nobody would care about them anymore. The reason we care about them is because we don't know,
Yeah,
they were like,
adds the charm for sure.
They just were late on rent, so he evicted them out of the Imperium.
Bert, Primarch of the 2nd Legion.
Yeah, and Gary.
But yeah, so I'll post it here. What Great Crusade campaign would you want to see covered in a GW supplement? So that's a question to be asked to be answered next time.
Yeah, definitely.
So once again, thanks for hanging out with us for another episode. That was a lot of fun, Will.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who listens to our show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at RR30K Podcast. If you'd like to support us, go over to patreon.com/RR30K Podcast. And as always, I'd like to thank all of our patrons, starting with our Praetor tier, Alex Self, Chaplain SR, Chris Mack, Garner.Tree of Woe, Joe from Music City Heresy, Luke Rizzuto, Matthew Boyce, Michael Tisdall, Mr. Baldwick, Nick Quenga, Rena the Floof, Sar Luther, What's Ligma. our Legion Centurions, Aaron Maynard, Andrew N., Dave Jones, Duncan, Ed, M. Tanzer, Gorecrow, Nick Hjolda, Richard Bork, Scott LeMay, Void Imperatrix, and finally our Legion Sergeants, Agrippina, Aircraft Terrier, Emily O'Hare, Garrett Lowe.
Aircraft Terrier. I'm sorry to
You're
throw
good.
you off.
You're good. Jay DeSales, you can't throw me off. I do this all the time. Jay Grammaticus, Jonathan Crane, Carl, Nick Gillen, Noah Atkins, and the Zoe. Once again, thank you all so much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. And
thank you guys for listening and for participating too. Some of those nose hose insight was pretty good stuff.
Curious to see what happens next week or next episode. Never know what's going to happen next week. But until then, keep those dice rolling. And Mark 6 for everyone.
Yes. Bulging for beakies, baby. Bye.
Not making that a thing. Have a good night.